I'm not trying to scam anybody here.
Let me show you something!
Well, hey there everybody, and welcome back to Dudecraft. Today we have a little bit of unplanned work, but as you can see, the wax ring on my toilet bowl went. It's no good anymore, so we're going to have to take the old wax ring off, put a new one on. That involves draining the toilet, taking the toilet off, installing a new one. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Alright, so we're going to need a couple things for this. We're going to need a new wax ring. I already took a look and I need new bolts to hold the pot on. It comes with nuts, washers, and washers that keep the bolt in place while I screw everything on. Gonna need a putty knife to scrape off the old wax. And I have a 1/2 inch deep socket for tightening the nuts on the bolts. And as I said, I already took a look, and we're going to need old Bertha to take off one of the nuts and bolts because it's rusted solid and spinning. So let's get started. Alright, that was easy. Need an easy button for that. Alright, so now that that's cut off, see a little better if I put a light on it for you. I don't have to do the other side because when I looked at the other side, the nut just completely disintegrated in my hand. So obviously there's a lot of corrosion going on around there. I have to look into that. Alright, so next thing we do, we're going to come over here and we are going to turn off the water. After we turn off the water, we're going to flush it. Get everything out of the tank. Look, yeah, most of it's out. Alright, now we're going to suck out what's left. Alright, next step in the process, we're going to disconnect the water feed from the bowl. There we go. Now that's disconnected. If you look right here, we got some wing nuts to hold the tank onto the base. So I'm just going to unscrew these. That's one. Put them aside so we don't lose them. And then we get the other one. Alright, so these are the bolts that came out of the tank. If you look at them, they're in pretty good shape. I'll be able to reuse them. We're going to remove the tank. Alright, look at that. That's kind of gnarly, huh? while we're here, we are going to clean this up because that is no bueno. You look. Got, because of all the moisture, got mold back here. So after I hit this with some Clorox wipes, I am going to hit it with bleach as well. Straight bleach. Don't lose the rubber ring. You know, it's actually probably a good thing that that wax seal went on it, because if it hadn't, I wouldn't have noticed the mold. And for anybody out there with respiratory problems, you know that mold is a major no-no. Hold on here. Let me just wipe that off too. Alright, here we go. Next step in this process is we are going to lift the toilet. Alright, let's see. Some old silicone here. Peel that off. Let's grab the Clorox wipes again. It's a little clean down here. This is pretty clunky, huh? There. We've got a putty knife. And get off the sediment and the wax. Back up for a minute. Move it out of our way temporarily. Alright. This right here, nasty looking thing, is an old wax ring. And you can tell that this sucker is long past its useful life. This thing should have been replaced a while ago, and had I noticed it, I would have. But, you know, all good things in good time. Alright. Let's scrape. These are the old nuts. You want to make sure that you get all the old wax off so that when you put the new wax on, it forms a good tight, airtight seal. And if you're being vigilant about this sort of thing, you should probably replace it, I'd say probably like every 3 to 5 years, just to be sure that, you know, it's staying sealed. Because otherwise your subfloor is going to rot out. You're going to have to replace the plywood. It's going to be expensive, and it's going to be messy, and it's going to possibly affect your health negatively, because, you know, You know what goes down the toilet. I don't gotta tell you. Now, if you were to pay somebody to do this themselves, do this instead of doing it yourself, this is easily a $300 to $400 job. But if you buy the parts yourself, get the wax ring for, I don't know, like $6. You get the washers and nuts for like another $6. It's $12. All you gotta do is put the time and effort in yourself. And who doesn't like to be a weekend warrior now and then? Really feel like you accomplished something and got it done. That's good for your self-esteem. Now, I'm going to clean around the flange right here onto the ceramic. I'm not going to clean the flange itself because I don't know how bleach would react with wax. It could totally disintegrate it, and then I did all this for nothing and I'll have to do it again. So we are going to just clean around this. And if you're using bleach, I definitely suggest you do it in a well-ventilated area, because that's not good for it. Even with the windows open, this is kind of rough. Now, as promised, we are going to hit the wall with some bleach now to get rid of the mold. Got the new bolts. Alright, next up, we got the wax ring here. Okay, so a little bit of a funny behind the scenes thing here. I bought 2 wax rings just in case I screwed up the first time putting it on, because it does happen sometimes. I'm looking at this one and I'm like, where the heck is the flange for it? This one was just a wax ring without the flange. Luckily, I bought one with the flange on so that I could put this in. So, haha, funny. You know. Alright, we're gonna take this off, and we're gonna just drop it right in like that. Set it right in there. Bring you over, give you a better look at it. It's in right there, nestled between the bolts. What comes next, we put the toilet back on. Line it up. And you want to push down and give a little twist back and forth to make sure that's set good. You don't want to rock it because rocking it will damage wax ring. Now we're going to stand back and we're going to look at this. We're going to make sure that we have it straight and set right, because if we don't, Mrs. Dudecraft is going to kick my butt. What do I do with my rubber ring? Like I said, I don't want to lose the rubber ring. It seems to be aligned. Alright. Gotta clean again. Sorry if my big head's in the way. Yeah, it's hard being a lefty in a righty world. But we make it, somehow. Probably why we live 5 years less than right-handed people, though. And we're back. Needed the Phillips so that I could stick it in there and tighten this. Sorry, my big head's in the way again. Wing nuts do not feel good on your fingers when you're tightening them. Alright, so that is tight. Alright. Toilet, give it one last press down. You know what? Let's take that back off for a second. I'm going to put these old caps I forgot about to fit right in the hole. Square it up a little bit. Then we'll drop the washer back on and the nut. Help us make it nice and snug. Snug as a bug in a rug, as Mama used to say. Now we're just going to do the same thing on the other side, but it's not really much room over there, so I'm going to do it off screen. And you're just going to have to take my word that it's there. Believe me, if I didn't put it on right, Mrs. Dudecraft will let me know. Now, we are going to just put our socket on it and tighten it up. Am I going the right way? No, I'm going the wrong way. I would have figured it out eventually. We don't want to make it snug so there's no rocking action on the pot. I don't know if you know this about women folk when you marry them. When they're sitting on the pot and it tips slightly, they holler. Now you want it snug, but you don't want it so tight that it breaks. So when you're doing this, you just wait till there's a little bit more than resistance. Right about there. Come back over to this side and do the same thing. Let's see. And if you look at that, the bolt is too high now. So I'm going to have to get a little Bertha here and trim it. Hold on a second while I grab it. Alright, and now we are going to reconnect the water supply. There we go. It's on there. And now, let's turn on the water. Well, yeah, let's turn on the water before we clean up, just to see if there's leakage. So far, so good. Underneath here. See if we see any leakage. I'm not seeing anything. I'm seeing a little bit of sweat, but that's because it's pretty warm in here and that water's cold. That, my friends, seems like a win to me. So now, we are going to take these dirty little caps right here. We're going to wipe them clean so that Mrs. Dudecraft is not displeased with us. Cap 1. Clean off cap 2. Alright. Cap 2 got a little rust stains on it, but it's clean. Anyway, put cap 2 right there. And we put the lid on. Go. More flush for good measure. Well, you see, sweat a little bit, but a little sweat equity, and you save yourself a bunch of money. Like I said, the wax ring and the bolts together, 12 bucks. Bleach was 6 bucks. The disinfecting wipes were 3 bucks. So you add that all up, and it's a heck of a lot less than the $300 to $400 that a plumber would charge you to change it. So I thank you for watching with me today. I hope you learned something. Catch you next trip.
Yeah, well, the dude abides.